Game stats for you now, 38-32 your score. Rebounds dead even at 25 assists. Slight advantage for the Lions. Turnovers dead even. Steals pretty close. Blocks, one difference. Field goal percentage, 1% difference. Slight edge to the Evangels. 0 for 3. It's 0 for 12 from beyond the arc. That is probably your game changer right there. Free throws, 77 to 89%. Overall, the Evangels, John, shooting 33, 11 to 33, but 0 for 12 from beyond the arc.
Well, just think, if you shoot just 30% on that, you're going to make 4. And
that's 12
and
points.
That's 12 points right there. You've got a
then you're up by 6.
Yeah, you got a good lead. So I don't expect to see a good three-point shooting team like the Evangels to hold that stat to be true for the rest of the game. You're probably going to see them come out and hit a few more of those and make this a little bit tighter. But can the Lions keep up the momentum and keep that 35% or even better going from the three-point line?
Players to watch for beyond the 3 would likely be Massenberg. He shoots 38% from the for the year. Byron Miller and Nick Tate, both 40 and 37% respectively. But right now, they're all laying goose eggs, and second half is underway here at the Schaefer. That's a 3 ball. Now 0 for 13 in the ball game. Adoy now over to Gentry. He's been quiet, just has 3 points. He's made 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. And there's Isaac over to, wow, that's Key Watkins over there from Rashad Alexander, thanks to the row rebound. Alexander to Watkins, cross court, the lead is 9.
And that's exactly how you want to start your first possession off of the half.
And a push-off, an offensive foul called against Devon's Reed. There was the halftime score back on January 21st, John. Great job by our statisticians. It was an 8-point lead for SAGU. Tonight it was 6. Of course, Lions went on to lose that game in Oklahoma City. Adoy over to Gentry. And they're going to call another foul against the Evangels.
They lost that game 89 to 98.
Inbounding from the corner. Alexander just inside the 3. And a whistle. And I don't think Nick Tate, he was asking for a kick. Little Reggie Miller kick in the air, but he didn't get it. Instead, it'll be Rashad Alexander going to the line.
See if we can get a different angle, a sideline angle on that in the replay, and see what really happened, because he's letting the ref know.
He kicked me. He kicked me.
No, not really a kick.
It looks a lot like his normal shooting flow.
Yeah, yes. He does angle in a fadeaway position.
The lead is 11. Rashad's got 12. Check that now, 13 points. 3 of 3 from the free throw line. We'll see Nick Tate take a seat. Let's see if the Lions can keep pressure on the number 14 team in the nation. Trying to hold serve at home and get a little bump going into tournament play, which will begin right here on Wednesday in the play-in games, essentially a play-in games. Lions, John, you have indicated to me earlier that they can finish, it's interesting, they can finish either 5th or 7th, but not 6th. Explain.
Well, just the way the standings are, If they win tonight, they'll move up to a tie with Wayland Baptist, because Wayland Baptist knocked off and
Texas Wesleyan.
that's correct. Actually, I'm sorry. Um, we would still be a half game back from Wayland Baptist, which would um, be fifth. And we were talking about that scenario if Wayland Baptist had lost.
Gotcha.
So that would move them a game ahead, which would put SAGU in the fifth place spot. But if they lose tonight, then they secure seventh place spot. The critical thing about seventh place is you have to play an extra game in the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament, play-in game on Wednesday, because 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9.
But a win here tonight by the Lions, and that is a moot point, obviously.
Yeah, because they would be tied with Southwestern Christian, and the split they split in the year, but because the overall record is better for the Lions, they would get the advantage and move up to fifth place.
Very good. Well explained. And leads 10. Swearingen into the game. Over now to Key. Adoy with a high screen pick. Key takes the 3. Seaton with the board. Man crosses midcourt, now over another 3 ball. 0 for 14 by my count now. And, you know, you always look for little small slivers of storylines, a little things that should happen but don't, or things that don't happen but should. And to me right now, it's 0 for 14 from beyond the 3-point line. And a no call there. Rowe kicks it up ahead to Key Watkins. Shield is the ball with his body. That's how you do it. Walk us through that nice textbook transition layup.
Well, you just go after it on your way to the basket. You don't really hesitate, and it keeps the player, because the defender is moving, and he's moving in a backwards motion. So that's called attacking the defender, and you know, if there is any contact, it's not going to be an offensive foul. So you have nothing to lose by going just as hard as you can to the basket, and then just keeping that outside shoulder in between you and the man, and it's just going to help either draw the foul or create an easy shot.
Isaac Rowe inbounds off the deflection. How quick is Alexander? How quick and how steady and solid is that jumper as well?
He is feeling good tonight.
Pulled up on a dime. He's got 15 points, well above his average now. The average is 11.5. Key Watkins, the team's leading scorer at 13. He's got 11.
Well, it looks like MACU has come out of the halftime, out of the locker room a little bit flat. And it's the one direction they did not want to go. No one wants to go flat. But not being able to create any energy and effective shooting is really becoming a sore spot. But they're only down 10, and still 16 minutes left in the game.
Now, I can't recall every single missed of the 14 threes, but I would say more than half of those, just from recollection, were good looks, were open looks. And so I don't want to discredit the SAGU defense. They play good defense, but part of this is just make your shots, Evangels. And there's a nice shot in transition with the layup to cut the lead back to 8.
Well, you just saw one of their strengths is being able to create turnovers, and then just push it up within just a matter of 3 seconds and get a score. So they can do that, and they can score a lot of points in a hurry. We saw them reel off 10 points in a minute and a half in the first half. So SAGU is just going to have to keep shooting well, just like they're doing right now, and to hold off some of these late attacks by the Evangels.
14 points now for Watkins on that three. That is the 8th three of the ball game in transition. Now it's Watkins. Looks up, surveys, may pull up, does pull up. Another one. Yes, sir! Yes, indeed, baby! Key, another three. He's got 17. Timeout. Survey the situation. You don't want to pick me up? I will make you pay.
Key Watkins becoming one of the key players of the game. Shooting a very good percentage tonight from the three-point land. And he had a really good game up in Wayland on Thursday. He had 26 or 27 points. Shot a fantastic, I think 65% from the three-point line. So he's kind of picking up where he left off. And over the last 4 games, we've seen him pick it up just a little bit each game and get back to the early season Key Watkins that we saw shooting so well, and which made him really put him in the leading scorer category.
5 of 9 from beyond the arc. 17 points, leads all scorers. Rashad with 15, leading scorer so far for the Evangels. You've got 2 folks with 10. That's Malcolm Mann, of course, and Devon's Reed off the bench. But those players and others need to start responding with some either more transition baskets or getting that three warmed up, because right now it's the Lions extending their lead. It was 6 at halftime, and now it's 14.
Right.
We didn't see this against the Rams last week, John.
Right. And well, the Rams didn't come out and lay a goose egg from the three-point line either. I mean, they were still dangerous, and they were scoring as well. Not quite as high a tick as the Lions were, but
well, right there, that's going to get you back in the game right there. That's a big time move, folks. You must see this again on the replay. Chris Reynolds just goes strong to the rack.
And I assure you that MACU has this in them. They're not playing on all cylinders right now. You can just see it. You can tell. But when they begin to throttle up and play really hard, which we'll probably see if a lead like this maintains, you'll see them start posturing their defense in more of a full court man-to-man, or maybe even some kind of press and trap attack mode. And if they get that going, they'll get some easy buckets because they are very athletic, very fast.
The lead is 11. 15 minutes exactly remaining in the season, the regular season for these Lions. Looking to upset the top-tier team in the nation. Rashad. Oh, he found Rowe inside, gets the rebound, flips it back out to Adoy. Now Watkins crosses over his man and buries a mid-range jumper. He's officially in fuego. He's got 19. On 7 of 13 from the field, and that's going to be a foul against the Evangels. Another offensive call going against MACU. It's going to be against Malcolm Mann, and Adoy just took it right in the chin. How about the elevation, though, from Mr. Mann was way up there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That looked like it would have probably been a good no call. Adoy, where Adoy gets set and Mann takes off almost simultaneously, and you have to give a player some room to come
land,
down.
right? Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
you know, as long as
But a move from a shot and blocked as he went up. Excuse me. Here we go in transition. Evangels, they blow that one up ahead the other way. Here's Adoy. He likes the three, takes the three. He's got the three. Oh, my. And the Lions have broken this thing open, a 16-point advantage.
And it's good to see Emmanuel Adoy really start to click in here, and on his last season home game on senior day, You want your seniors really. I mean, you always want every player to do well, but you want your seniors to have a special moment on their last game in their gym, and it's good to see that really happen for Rashad and for Emmanuel and for Jason.
Emmanuel has 9. 13:36 remaining, and MACU is about 2 or 3 minutes away from. Oh, I don't know about that though. Reynolds says, flush this. He's got 11. I was going to say, we're about a few minutes away from MACU being in trouble. But if they keep doing that inside, they're going to be here till the duration.
Well, as long as you got guys shooting at the percentage rate.
Way downtown. Oh, he rattles it through.
You know,
Key Watkins.
When you're shooting 65 to 70% from the 3-point line, you can allow a few flushes.
Oh, my goodness. Key Watkins, 22 points. Look at this. You are feeling it. I mean, you just let it fly from that far beyond the arc. Finally, the first 3 at the hands of Devon's Reed. He's got 11, and the lead is back to 14. Breaking 14 straight misses from beyond the arc. Rashad through traffic. Oh, a bounce pass through the legs. Did you see that? Through Reed's legs, John. Maybe lucky or maybe tricky, a little of both. Now here's Watkins, a little pull-up jumper. A little 12-foot, come get you some of this. And the lead's back to 16. Man, mid-range, got it. And this game is suddenly taking on a whole new flavor.
Yeah, the players are now beginning to hit shots, and the competitive spirit is beginning to shine through and come out. And this is always fun to be able to watch 2 heavy-hitting teams, really scoring well. And, MACU is not going to sit back and just allow SAGU to continually pin them down with long-range shots. They're going to play defense. We haven't seen the press come out yet. The game's not over, but it is very nice to have a comfortable lead with only 11 minutes left to play in the game. And Coach Boswick, not that he'll breathe any easier, but it gives him more options on when he goes to the bench and how he substitutes and leaves a little bit of gas in the tank for some of his key and impact players.
As you saw the trap there into Watkins, the senior Emmanuel Doe quickly called the timeout. And here's the big time move in the basket, little mid-range jumper, I should say, from Watkins. Some other highlights from the second half. There's E's 3. There's the flush by Runnels. Downtown from the county courthouse was Key Watkins. And then finally, your first 3 of the game. And then there's Mann showing some mid-range touch. There's Watkins again. You know who's been quiet in all this flurry and really in the whole game is one Jason Gentry, the senior. He just has 3 points, and you see there the Chick-fil-A board. We're only 3 3-pointers away from giving chicken minis out. That would be 11 3-pointers. Usually Jason has at least a third to half of those. He just has 1 of these. He's just got 3 points tonight.
Well, the great thing about a Jason Gentry is he can put those 3 on you in a matter of 30 seconds. So, it's not the last you've heard of Jason Gentry, I assure you. And maybe it's his role in this game to
desperation 3
to just defensively shut some of their players out, because he is a defensive stopper as well.
Reset for you, 11-17 left. 14-point deficit for the number 14 team in the nation. Runnels, he can slash, turns, spins. No good, gets his own rebound and a whistle underneath and a hack. It's gonna send, I believe it should be Runnels back to the line.
And Runnels is, as he goes back to the line, he's complaining a little bit because he said, why'd you decide to blow the whistle on the third foul?
Can I get 3 fouls at one time? The first foul on Remington Mitchell.
And this is going to be very important for MACU coming down the stretch here is to hit these free throws, focus in, and really shoot well from the free throw line in the stretch here.
15 of 19 after that miss from the line today. Tough shot, real tough. Putback not there.
And I'm not sure what the referees are actually looking at because why call one foul over the other? I mean, this right here, the content, you see Remington Mitchell get horizontal with his hands and grab the guy, but that's not a foul. And
No,
then
that
there's
is
a
definitely not a
ticky-tack foul called after the fact.
Huge, I totally agree. That was very questionable. We're going to see Marky Young check back in for Mitchell. Runnels, the senior, 6'6", 200-pounder out of Kilgore. Looking to lead his team back into within fighting distance to make a run in what you call that last 5-minute run when it really shakes down. Well, I think the Evangels need to be within about maybe 10 with 5 minutes to play.
Well, we saw in the first half that they can run off 10 points in about a minute and a half. So it's not like they need a whole lot of time. I mean, I got a feeling at some point when you get around the 7-minute mark, you're going to see a little more aggressive defensive approach. Probably show up more in a full court man-to-man, and just start mashing the gas.
Rashad working on Seaton. Keeps his dribble alive. 15 left in the shot clock. Pull up from 19, just inside, not there. Runnels with the board. He may keep it himself, hesitates, then goes to the rim, not there. Marky Young in the scrum. And now you see the fans who've come all the way from Oklahoma City sitting behind the bench for MACU really becoming active and giving these Lion fans a run for their money. You'll see Taychuk back in.
There was a reversal of the call there. They called it MACU, and then they reversed the call to go SAGU's way. Not sure if that was correct or not. Looked like it actually went out on SAGU.
Key Watkins waving off the screen from Pate from 16
push.
And a push. That's going to be Watkins' third.
And that's one of the knocks, having a small player like that. He's got to create some extra space, and one of the ways you do that is you'll keep that arm bar out. Well, if you extend that, if it just becomes more than an arm bar but an extension of the forearm, then you will get that call.
The offensive glass put back and then blocked by Embry. Or check that, Young. Now the other end, we're going to see free throws. Nice offensive glass by MACU and then nice defensive play by Young to deny the offensive putback. And here's Key now at the other end with a chance to add to his 24 points here. Strong move to the basket.
Created that contact.
Get him on the hip, right?
Yep, that's right. Created the connection, and you're going to get that call 90% of the time.
Absolutely.
I don't even know that was a real good foul call because there wasn't a whole lot. But once you make that connection, it's just part of being a good, savvy player, especially using that height differential. It always looks worse than it is.
Inside pass to the big man. Wizieni, and offensive putback. It's good. Seaton.
Getting a lot of extra touches.
Massenburg, actually.
You know, it has been real key for MACU, keeping them nagging right there. SAGU can eliminate some of those extra touches.
Careful. Key
wow.
Watkins. Someone went stumbling to the ground. It was Massenburg. Gentry, no good. He's been cold. Watkins skied for the rebound. And they're going to call it a turnover. I guess part of Watkins' body was on the out-of-bounds line as he went way up in the air.
It'd be good to see that Tyler Pate, if he actually pushed the defensive player or if that was just a really ridiculous acting job.
As my son would say, I broke ankles. I broke some ankles today. And the crowd getting into it now with the chance of defense. Lines up 11, 8:41 left, 17-footer, high archer Malcolm Mann.
I believe you had it right the first time. High archer.
It was an archer and an archer. Oh my, Gentry now. Oh, he finds Rowe, right hand. The lefty using the right hand off the glass. The lead's back to 11. Adoy playing good defense against Wizieni. A long three, not there. Loose ball picked up by Mann, lays it up and in.
It's just the athleticism that MACU brings to the table and the extra touches. And it's just ridiculous how many extra touches they're getting right now.
Second chance points, 18-12 in favor of MACU, John. You're right on there with that analysis of back behind the pass. I hate those. Careful, Mr. Alexander. Long three blocked. Wizieni on up ahead now. Mann crosses midcourt. Spots up a shooter. Put back or step back, not there. Rowe clears.
Shots just not.
Oh, a nice little wraparound pass to Adoy. As her shot goes up in the air, pumps it left, slips it around, finds Adoy slicing through the paint. The lead's back to 11. 18-footer. Offensive rebound. MACU resets. They'll keep it in the paint. Rowe now with the defensive rebound. He can dribble. May keep it himself. He may keep it himself. Why not? Oh, and he missed it. Too strong off the glass as he took Seaton to the rim. Not much rest for Key. He'll come right back in at the next stoppage of play. So will Mitchell. 6:30. And Swearingen with the whistle.
You got to keep your hot hands available and really in the game against a high-powered offense like MACU. Don't be fooled by the poor shooting effort because that's the long-range ball is not the only way they can score. And they showed us in the first half they can put up numbers really, really quick. And we're seeing a little bit more of an aggressive posture in defense. And don't be surprised if you see just an all-out trap attack happen one or two times just to create a little momentum on the MACU side.
Jarek Massenburg hits them both. He's got 6. The lead is 9 with 6:30 left to play. And John, we're entering that 5-minute mark. We'll see if Lions can weather one more push and extend the lead back to double digits in the closing minutes. Oh, Key looked off his man and just jacked up about a 23-footer. Nearly got the fall. Turnover. Gentry now being shadowed by Mann. Gets it back to Adoy, and we'll reset now with 6 minutes left to play.
Well, MACU's got to learn to run their fast break with their best ball handler, and which is right there in Malcolm Mann.
Long three, in and out. Key, baseball pass up the head to Josh Swearingen, and oh, in and out. How does that not fall? No one could believe it. And a timeout.
Going to give his players, going to give his big five a little break here coming into the stretch inning, the 5 minute, the last 5 minutes. This was pretty remarkable how it didn't go in.
Wow.
I mean, that.
Swearingen, but the old, what did I do wrong?
I think everybody in the building, including MACU, goes, how does that not go in? That's just unfortunate.
Well, Coach Brandon Rollins has been right on 2 of his 3 analysis of how his team's played. He said they made a lot of threes. That has not happened today. They are a deep team. They do have a lot of pace. They are well below their point average, though, and they're not going to hit that even close. I wonder if, you mentioned about sometimes you mentioned trap games, John. With MACU kind of knowing their standing, they couldn't really catch Texas Wesley in second place. It's there. Do you think they came into this game with that in their mind, realizing we don't have to win this game? Does that enter their mind at all?
They're going to say no, and I would say on the surface level, absolutely not. But way back in the back of your mind, and there's just you're comfortable.
Right.
You know that you're not having to fight for anything real, like real tangible.
In this
you're
game.
going to you're going to get a great position in your conference tournament, and you're going to go to the NAIA tournament, which is what every team is striving for. So you've already made your 2 big goals, and when you achieve that, there's just a comfortability there that I don't think you would admit to, like, well, I'm trying as hard as I can, but how the mind works a little bit. We all know that when you get comfortable, you might not play quite as well as you do when you have a lot of pressure on you.
Bedoy's 4th foul sends Runnels to the line, swishes the first one, and Runnels has 15 now in the ball game. Above his average. Now we'll see Adoy take a seat on the bench momentarily. We'll need his defense in a few minutes. As you see, a fan with the Runnels poster. Could be a little brother or a cousin, perhaps, a little nephew, showing his love for number 33. The lead is 7. The Lions have hit 11 of 26 threes, and they're only up by 7.
Well, I will tell you this. Earlier today, I got to see a little bit of the Butler-Georgetown game, and Butler had the lead. They were double-digit lead almost the whole game, and in the last 48 seconds, Georgetown came back to tie it and send it into overtime. So there's a lot of basketball to be played.
Five minutes exactly. Rashad finds Key. Another one.
You can see the fatigue here after a lot of adrenaline and a lot of fist pumping and a lot of those surges. Well, that takes gas out of your gas tank, and that's probably been one of the weak points for the Lions this year is they don't know how to reserve themselves emotionally to keep enough gas in the tank for the very end of the game. And you put yourself in a position of just hoping that you play good enough and the other team just plays bad enough. And that's not how you want to really end your game.
Tate's free throw hard up the back iron. Rowe with another rebound. His 9th rebound of the game. Just 4 points for Isaac today. He's got the ball in the high post. Turns. Backs his man into the paint. Spots over, finds Key. Not a good pass. 5 in the shot clock. Key in traffic. Blocked from behind. And they're going to actually add a whistle to that, and we're going to send Key to the charity stripe.
Wow. I'd like
That
to
was
see the
an
replay.
interesting call there. I thought
I'd
that
like
was
to see
clean.
the replay, but in real time, that looks to be a absolute
Ticky
horrible
tack.
call. I don't even know if it was ticky tack. It just looked to be like just a gimme.
3 for 3 for number 3 from beyond, or from the foul stripe. Here, this game from behind. Oh, it was the
no
the
contact.
Front. Well, the front defender
no contact.
may have got a piece of it.
No, there was no contact on either player. And matter of fact, he hit the ball. It should have been out of bounds. SAGU ball, but
4 of 4. He's got 26. Oh, and a big-time 3. Nothing but net. Byron Miller, who can hit the 3, one of the top 3 three-point artists on this ball club, has cut the lead to 5. This is going to be a real good test for our eyes to do an eye test on this MACU team. If they go deep in the NAIA tournament, it's going to be a big win. But I say, Key Watkins says, no, sir. I'll answer that with my own 3. Oh, a nice putback in the lane off the glass. Malcolm Mann with a little drifter. The drifter. He's got 7. He's got 18, John. The lead's back to 6. Watkins wide open. Of course, they missed the wide open one, don't they? Runnels. Football pass on up ahead to Tate in traffic. And Watkins keeps it alive.
Somehow
you got numbers. You got
it.
numbers. Look up and see it. Al-Rashad decides to slow it down. We're under 3. The lead is 6. Both teams in the bonus. 10 fouls against the Lions, 8 against the Evangels. 10 in the shot clock. Swearingen rattles another one through. That's 12. Check that. 13 now. 13 threes, and my belly is starting to rumble, Mr. Cookman, because one more, and I got chicken on my mind. That's right, one more, and Chick-fil-A will send everyone home with free chicken minis. The reserve off the bench, Josh Swearingen, one of your favorite players. Fat Albert, no more. The lead is back to 9. Could that be the extra edge that takes him over the top, John,
with
2:39 left?
No, this is exactly how you win ball games like this against really good opponents, is deep, late in the game, deep into that game when you're fatigued, you're tired, you still keep your focus and you're able to hit those shots. And to be a great team, it's just what you got to do. And they're doing exactly what great teams do right now. And it looks even more possible that they can hold off this late surge that MACU is making. But I can tell you, MACU is not going. They're not going to hang their head and be defeated just because there's a couple threes being thrown up. They're going to give it their best effort and fight back. But SAGU's doing all the right things.
All right, here comes MACU, a chance to show some championship medal to back up their number 14 ranking in the nation. Can they come from behind down 9 with 2.5 left to play on the road in one of the toughest places to play in the Sooner? Will it be Runnels? He'll go to the line with the clock stopped. This might be the 5th on Adoy. No, it's going to be actually on Isaac Rowe. That's his. Well, now they've changed the call. The referee said Isaac Rowe, but they're listing on the scores board as against number 12. There is no number 12 in the game right now, is there?
Well, 12 is Swearingen's number.
So
and he was in the game.
I believe it's going to be on Rowe, and it should be his 4th foul. First free throw is no good. You got to have those to have any chance of winning here in these freebies with the clock stopped. Runnels' free throw is good. Number 2 is good. The lead is 8. Rowe can move. It didn't elect to. Rashad now facing the trap, a full court press. Crossing the timeline is Gentry. Spins around, keeps his dribble. Now they'll be content just to eat off some clock. Whittle this down to about 5 seconds left and get a good shot.
This is exactly how you play this. It's a great strategy.
Oh, a tough shot! Rashad squeezes it through!
Coming up big in his senior day performance.
He's got 17 and then now, a little flush attempt by Runnels and a whistle at the rim. 2 shots coming. Runnels trying to do it himself.
Well, that was some good effort to get the ball back in a loose ball situation and get that back into Runnels so that he could create something. Looked like he was going for the flush. If he would have just tried to go off the backboard, he probably could have got an and one.
Gets the first one. Seaton checks in for Byron Miller. Runnels, second free throw. Got to have these, and rattles in and out. Rowe gets it out to Rashad quickly, and that's going to be a foul against Seaton. Alexander stopped. Now, I'm not sure if he knew Seaton was behind him, but Seaton pretty much leapfrogged him.
Well, no, that is the senior leadership of a very savvy point guard, knowing that he had defense behind him and run up. He can stop and go,
as he pleases,
as quickly as anybody at this level. And so he definitely knew he could create some contact.
Looking for point number 18 to put the lead back to 10, and he does. Lions now well above their average.
He was looking back. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Lions average 79 points a game. Now at 81. MACU averages, like we said in pregame, 90.9 a game. They're well below. Alexander has 19. A minute 40. You need a good look 3 right here. Contested 3 not there by Tate. And it's Alexander again. And it's looking more and more like the Lions are going to pick up a win against a ranked opponent here at home. Really inspired play.
Yep.
I don't know if it was senior day or they just, Bostwick said something at halftime or before the game, but this team looks as good as it's looked in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Well, they're putting a complete game together. They've looked they're not looking much different than, they've looked this good.
Just not over the course of a whole game.
Just not for 40 minutes.
Sure.
And this is, you would actually take a little less in the first half, than to spend it all and then come up short in the second half. So they put the right formula together tonight, and they're playing so well down the stretch. This is what a good team does. They play extremely well down the stretch. You hit your free throws. You put the ball in the hand of your point guard, who rarely commits turnovers, and then let him make good decisions on who to get the ball to. And he's smart enough to be able to get the ball to the hot hand.
Yep.
And he's been distributing to the hot hand, and it has also helped that he's been the hot hand as well.
He's got 20. His backcourt mate, Key Watkins, has 31 points on 7 of 14 from beyond the arc, 10 of 19 overall, 4 of 4 from the line. For that matter, Rashad is 7 of 7 from the line as well. The only guy really not getting any action tonight, starter-wise, would be Jason Gentry, still saddled with just the 3 points, had an early 3 in the first half.
But he's
But
done.
defensively done his job.
He's done so good. He's done so good at his defensive job that that is the motto. That's the Jason Gentry motto, the Caleb Gentry motto. Just the Gentry motto is you do what you have to do to get the win, and you put the team above yourself. And tonight he's had the job of keeping Massenburg and man at bay and keeping them off the boards and out of the high score column. And he's done a great job at that.
And a foul inside against the Lions. Looking at your rebound totals, the Evangels have out-rebounded the Lions. No surprise here, 50 to 41.
Yeah, they've gotten so many second touches.
See the foul against Emmanuel Doy, and there's the applause, the love for the senior in his final regular season game. Fouls out of the ball game.
He gave everything he had. Yep, he gave everything. He played a really, really good, solid game tonight.
5 rebounds to go with 9 points on 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. One of the most pleasant guys you'll ever meet on campus, and I personally enjoyed calling. I think I've called all 4 years of his games, and we're going to miss him greatly. He's just a class act and a great asset to the building legacy of this program. Emmanuel Doy, congratulations on a great, great college career as a Lion.
Yeah, that's and unfortunate. I don't know that's probably another good no call, but the way the flop came down, it looked like there was a lot more contact than there probably was. And because he was trapped there in the corner.
And now another stoppage of play. The refs are going to talk about something that happened after the foul, it appears, or reset a few things. A technical foul issued
on Jason Gentry
against number 2. That's Jason Gentry. So now you're just giving free points, and they get the ball back as well. And that first free throw is good.
That would have to
by
be
Reed.
That would have to be 3 fouls on Jason Gentry.
The lead is back to 10, and they'll get the ball back. And that is not what you want from a senior. And we're going to see Drew Erskine come in for Gentry. He's going to be yanked. He's just really struggled offensively, and then when he tried to get something offensively going, got himself in trouble and began to yak with the refs.
Well, I don't think he's actually really tried to force the offensive issue today.
That long 3, no good. Rebound, quick 3 again by Reed, not there. Key Watkins flips it up ahead to Josh. And here is the senior, Rashad Alexander, under a minute to play. The lead is 10. Careful, take care of the basketball. And a foul against Jarek Massenburg. Transfer from Northwood University right here in Cedar Hill, just up the road. Also out of Kilgore, Texas. It's going to send Key to the line, who already has 30 wonderful points. As in 30 wonderful flavors. Ice cream, Baskin Robbins, no one got that, but I did, but that's okay. You may have got that, Baskin Robbins. Okay, moving on. First, see, I jinxed him. He missed the free throw. I'm so sorry, Key. There's Jason Gentry on the bench. But his team will more than likely hold on for the win here at the Schaefer. Second free throw is good. The lead is 11, 40 seconds left. Quick pass over. Reed, 3, no good. And that is going to be now 2 of 23 on the game. 9% from beyond the arc for the Evangels. Rashad quickly across the timeline. And we'll see if the Evangels are content to let the clock run out. It appears they We're going to call for no fouling, so we're going to see the Lions are going to hold on and win this game. It's a lot closer than it seems. It's going to be at least 11-point win. Erskine, oh, they wanted the three is what they wanted. The fans wanted that three.
Well, they...
and Erskine could have done it. And that last ball is, they're going to count that? They are going to count. I see referee counting it, but it doesn't matter. Your final score is going to be 86-76. A nice, solid 10-point win for the Lions. And I got to admit, John, I told you before game, I didn't see this coming. I really thought MACU would win this game by about 10, 11 points. So I'm surprised, glad to see it. Your thoughts on this line win today?
Well, this was huge for the Lions. Make no mistake about it. It's a much bigger deal on the win column than it is on the loss column for MACU. MACU just takes an L, and you know, it's just another loss. Doesn't really mean anything to them. But on the Lions side, wow, man, what a huge win to beat the number 14 team in the land. And if they can do something really special in the conference tournament, just maybe keep a little bit of hopes alive for the NAIA. And as you see there, Coach Boswick leading the team prayer that happens after every game. What a fantastic sight there in the NAIA, and what the NAIA and the SAGU Athletic Conference stands for, a value system that really keeps competition strong and alive, but in brotherly love.
And you see Reynolds there congratulating Emmanuel Adoy on just a great career. Those guys have battled back and forth for several seasons. I really appreciate Reynolds showing some class, giving some Adoy some time alone after the game. So our halftime score was 38-32. Your final score 86-76. As you see the total game stats there, the big point, in my opinion, of the game was at 2:39 left. The big three by Josh Swearingen to extend that lead back to 9. When you saw the Evangels kind of inching forward, that made the score 77-68. And from that point on, the Lions cruised on to victory with a nice 10-point win. As you see, rebounds, Evangels check their assist, thanks to really a lot from Rashad. 18-13, turnovers pretty close, steals. But really the telltale sign, John, that 3-point field goal percentage, just 13% on 3 of 24.
That is just, I mean, it's psychologically going to take you out of your game and your element when you can't hit the shots that you're used to hitting.
Let's go down courtside now and check in with Adam Ferguson. Adam.
Thanks, Rob. I'm here with senior Rashad Alexander. Rashad, all season long, you've been one of the leaders on this team, carrying them to tough wins and tough losses as well. What's it like to come out here, double-double, 21 points, 10 assists, in a huge game against MACU, playoff implications? What's it like to come out here and play so well?
I mean, it means a lot. Every little detail is going to count, you know. I mean, I'm just trying to give it all I got. This is my senior year. I'm just doing what I got to do for my team, and I want them to do the same thing, and I know they will. So that's basically it.
Now, over the last 2 seasons, your senior year, you've been carrying the load, scoring a lot, being able to distribute the ball well. What's it like to be able to come in here and play in the playoffs next week? Yeah. We're hosting it in front of your home fans who turned out today to help you guys win. What's that like to be able to play some meaningful basketball here next week?
That's big. I mean, we've been through a lot of ups and downs, like you said. This conference tournament here at our house is going to be a really good thing for us. So I think we could just go and take full advantage of it with our fans and everybody else. I mean, we got God on our side, so I think anything is possible. We can do it. I know we can.
All right, Rashad, it's been a pleasure to watch you the last 2 years. Good game today. Back to you, Rob.
Thanks, Adam. Congratulations, senior Rashad Alexander. 21 points on 8 of 8 from the foul stripe. Chipped in 10 assists, so a double-double for Rashad in his final home regular season game. Of course, his backcourt mate with 32 points on 7 of 14 from the field. The Lions led the whole way, jumped out 3-0 early, then 5-0, and never looked back. The lead was cut to 1 early in the second half, but it was all Lions all day. As you see now, John, walk us through what you see here in the updated to the minute Sooner Athletic Conference men's standings.
Okay, so the best that we can see that SAGU can do is finish 6th in the conference, and that will happen because the Wayland game has reported, and so now the updated standings in conference play: 10-8. Wayland Baptist won both games this year, so that puts them in sole 5th. So that statistic's wrong. I mean that lineup is wrong. It'll be Wayland 5th, SAGU 6th, Southwestern Christian 7th, and the big key thing about getting this win here keeps them out of the play-in game,
Yes,
that extra
sir.
game. So it saves their legs and keeps them ready for some kind of miraculous run to the championship game, and it's possible. They're playing here in the Schaefer Center. They'll get some support. They'll get some love, and who knows?
You never know. You got to play the games. You always remind me.
And
You got to
that's
play
right.
these games.
And they played that game today. If you looked at it on paper, you go, well, MACU is going to be the obvious winner, but SAGU had a little something to say about that, and that is exactly why you keep playing the games. So there's a very slim chance that they can make it to the NAIA tournament, which is, goal number 1, the best case scenario. But there's still some playoff ball left after the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament if SAGU chooses. And they can go to the NCCAA regional tournament, which would qualify them for a national bid as well, which is a lot of fun and is a very, very competitive tournament because a lot of the teams that qualify for that tournament are in CAA Division II.
Right.
So in some respects could be a tougher tournament. Not quite as fun. The design of the NAIA tournament is one of the classic tournaments of all times, and it's 32 teams come together and invade Kansas City, and it is just wall-to-wall fun getting that many teams together and being able to play that much basketball. So if they miss out on that, they'll have an opportunity to play some extra basketball, but that's really not what they were shooting for.
They'll have to win 2 more games and hopefully face WBU in the final game. If that were to happen, we will see an NAIA berth for these Lions. So either way, we will see you all back here on Thursday. Don't know what time. Keep up with all of our social media sites to find out the tip-off for these games, both men and women. We'll see action Thursday. And on behalf of my partners, John Cookman and Adam Ferguson, our amazing SAGU Sports Network crew, this is Rob Price saying so long from the Schaefer Center. Until next time, as always, may the Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace.